Okay, my next step is to set my seams. I've sewn all my 2.5 by 10-inch strips together to twos, and I'm just going to press to one side. There's some gorgeous Kaffe facet prints. I just love the variety. All right, I'll see you back once I finish this, and then we'll chain piece the rest of it. Okay guys, I'm back, and I just need to set my seams and then press these 2.5 by 10-inch strips, which I sewed together. I chain piece them. Please forgive the camera moving. I am on my ironing board. So I cut up my layer cake into 2.5-inch strips, and then I put coordinated colors together and sew them together. Now I'm pressing them open. Oh, look at these Kaffe facet prints. It's a great way to use the variety that comes with them. Look at the yellow, so pretty, so happy. This is called Kaffe Facet Spring. I think it's from 2018. So I had this old layer cake, or 10-inch squares, and I did not know what to do with it. And I decided to try this. It was really hard cutting up all this fabric, but this is what I came up with. Now I have to choose if I want to continue. I made a couple of samples. This is the whole block. It's going to be 4.5 by like 14.5. I have to decide if I want to use this blue, Horizon Blue. I think it's the Kona Color of the Year 2019. Or do I want to try this hot pink? I'm really feeling this hot pink, but that could be a lot of pink. So you really have to love pink. And does the pink go with the yellow? So I guess you'll see what I decide, but I do plan to chain piece them. If I use the Kona, I'm going to chain piece them by putting this face down on my sewing machine, and then I'm going to sew across here, and then I'll put another one right next to her, and then sew. So just so I can cut down on my cutting. And if I use the yardage, I will just cut a 4.5 inch by width of strip and do it that way. Give me your opinion. What do you think I should do? Okay guys, I'm stuck. I'm just really not sure which one to use. I really like the pink, but I'm trying to get out of that. I guess I want to get out of my box and do something a little different. So let's see how this looks on the blue. I mean, it looks okay, but it looks so much better bouncing off the pink. Let's look at some others. Let's see, does this one work? Yeah, it does. What about this one? Yeah, okay, let's look at some darker colors, see if that works. It works, but it's a little dark. I think the Horizon is just the wrong hue, and I'll have to go with the pink. I'm not really feeling how the Horizon looks. All right, so I have to finish pressing 60 of these to 2.5 by 10-inch strips. And then I am going to cut my width of fabric 4.5, and I'm going to chain piece them, and we'll see what we come up with. Hi guys, I am back, and I'm going to finish up this strips. I decided to use the pink, so I cut multiple 4.5 by width of fabric strips, and now what I'm doing is I'm chain piecing them on my 2 strips onto my 4.5 width of fabric strip, and I will cut it up, and then I will have blocks, and I'm using a 1/4 inch seam. And I'm just one after the other, place them on here. I did decide not to go with the darker colors, so I did decide that I wasn't going to do super dark colors because they didn't really make the pink pop, or the pink didn't make the block pop. So strip. So I need a total of 60 blocks, 4 across and 15 down. And I get about 9 blocks per strip. So I think it'll be like 6.5 strips that I need to do. Okay, I'm done with this one. I'm just going to show you. Here are the blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I will trim them up, and then I will have, I think it's going to be a 4.5 by 14-inch block. I'll show you that shortly. Okay, I have pressed all of my blocks, pressed them all to the hot pink background, and I have separated them into 4 groups. We have the dark, the pink, kind of the medium, and then the light. That's what I'm going to call it. So I'm going to get on my design board and come up with a quilt. Alrighty, I am back, and I have sewn some of the rows together. I decided to do 4 blocks in one row and then do 14 rows right now. I'm going to zoom in to show you this pretty cape fabric. It just looks so happy. I can't wait to get it done and quilted. So it's, as it stands right now, it's 55 by about 61. If I add one more row of 4 blocks, it'll be 55 by 65, which is probably the better size for a lap quilt. So I still may do that, but I did want to come back and just show it to you. As it stands, the 4 blocks by 14 rows only takes 30 10-inch squares, so you don't need a full 10-inch square or layer cake to do this. But you also could do this with your favorite 2.5-inch strips. You could just cut them in 2.5 by 10-inch segments and do exactly what I did. So 2 of them together, and then sew on a background 4.5-inch square, and you would get the same outcome. I do think I'm gonna try this with some Halloween fabrics and see how it comes out. I will be back. I just want to zoom in one more time to show you this happy fabric, and I'll be back. I will be back with a finished top. And here's the finished results.